Released in 2016, the iPhone 7 Plus is now 5 years old. At launch, it was one of the best iPhone releases ever, and even 5 years later I think it is still a device that can be used regularly. This is my review of the iPhone 7 Plus 5 years later. The iPhone 7 Plus is the last iPhone to have an aluminum back. Of course, being a used device, my 7 Plus isn't in the best condition, and it doesn't feel premium anymore. But considering it is a 5-year-old device, this is expected. On the front it looks very outdated because of its big forehead and chin. But this device came in a year where all-screen smartphones weren't available. It is worth mentioning that the iPhone 7 Plus is also IP67 water and dust resistant. This feature is only available, however, if you haven't opened your device to replace the battery or to fix something inside. The iPhone 7 Plus has a 5.5-inch Full HD LCD display. Because it has an old 16:9 ratio, the display of the 7 Plus is very big. It isn't as tall as newer flagships, but it is very wide. The quality of the display is good for a 5-year-old device. It is a sharp display and content is very visible. The colors, however, aren't as accurate as newer iPhones that have OLED displays. It has also the 3D touch display feature, which got removed on later iPhones. Just like every iPhone, the 7 Plus runs iOS 14 perfectly. Like I said earlier, it has the classic iPhone design, and the software is very familiar too. It will also support iOS 15. The iPhone 7 Plus comes with the Apple A10 Fusion chip, and despite being the fastest chip at the time, it feels slow nowadays. It can easily run everyday tasks, and some light games aren't a problem either, but when it comes to heavy games it does feel its age. It does also struggle at RAM management, because 3GB aren't enough even with Apple's optimization. Also, with a 32GB of base storage you can't do anything. The iPhone 7 Plus is the first iPhone to come with dual cameras. Image quality in daylight is still holding good. Pictures are sharp and the dynamic range is acceptable. You can also take portrait shots, but the quality isn't as good because the telephoto sensor of this device is inferior compared to its main lens. An ultra-wide camera is also missing here, and it doesn't even have a night mode, so the results in low light are just terrible. On the front it has a 7-megapixel selfie camera. Just like the rear cameras, the front camera in daylight still produces good images. In low light, however, it is even worse. Video quality, on the other hand, is holding pretty good. The rear cameras can shoot videos up to 4K at 30 frames per second, while the front camera is limited to 1080p. Videos from the rear cameras have good colors, but only the main camera has OIS. The iPhone 7 Plus is the first iPhone to lose the headphone jack, but it is also the first to come with stereo speakers. Sound from the speakers is loud and clear, but there is a disbalance because the bottom speaker is louder compared to the one found on the earpiece. For biometrics, the iPhone 7 Plus uses the Touch ID. Like always, even in this device, Touch ID has been a very reliable biometric feature. Considering how the world is right now, Touch ID is a very useful feature because you don't have to remove your mask to open this device. When it first came out, the iPhone 7 Plus was a champion when it comes to the battery life. Now, however, it doesn't last that long. I'm sure most of the people who own this phone have already replaced the battery because of the degradation. On the other hand, I never replaced the battery on this device. As you can see, it is down to 68%. It does also take a long time to charge, because it doesn't support fast charging. Wireless charging is also missing here. So what are my final thoughts about this device? Well, the iPhone 7 Plus was an amazing device and a very good companion to me. I am most probably going to keep this device, even though I barely use it anymore. If you are using it as your main phone, I think it is probably time to upgrade. 5 years later, in my opinion, the iPhone 7 Plus is only good to be used as a secondary device. If you have the iPhone 7 Plus, I would like to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, a thumbs up would be appreciated. Thank you for watching.